What is going on, Jet fans? Matt O'Leary back with another video. I want to talk some Tyler Conklin today. The former New York Jets tight end is still sitting around in free agency, and according to reports, the Los Angeles Chargers hosted Tyler Conklin for a visit. But according to Mike Garafolo, not only are the Chargers interested in bringing him in, the Jets still have interest in bringing him back. In 3 seasons with the New York Jets, he had 1,622 yards and 7 touchdowns, which is an average of 551 yards a season and 2 touchdowns on a 17-game season pace. Is he a stud tight end? No, I don't think anyone's confusing Tyler Conklin for an elite level tight end, but is he at least a competent tight end and a good NFL body? Yeah, and with the state of the tight end room, the Jets pretty much have Jeremy Ruckert and Stone Smart as their 2 tight ends on the roster. They clearly need more at the position, and I don't think re-signing Tyler Conklin on what would likely be a 1-year deal, I don't know, maybe around $5-6 million at this point. How much money do we think he's really going to get in the, 3rd wave of free agency at this point? That's not stopping you from going out there and drafting a tight end in this year's draft. If you want to go for the big swing, Tyler Warren in round 1 and then a tight end room of Tyler Warren, Tyler Conklin, and Stone Smart would make a lot of sense. Maybe you're someone who would rather wait for round 2 or round 3, and it's a Mason Taylor, Terrence Ferguson, Gunnar Helm, someone in that department with Tyler Conklin and with Stone Smart on your roster. So I think what Tyler Conklin would do is lessen the need slightly. Yes, it's still a need, but you might not feel like, man, we have to take a tight end 7th overall in Tyler Warren. We could feel then comfortable to go an Armand Membu or, whatever other position you want to take a shot on. And then on day 2, go into it and say, okay, there's still a lot of solid tight end options for us here on day 2. Let's pick our favorite there. And let's say Terrence Ferguson, for example, because that's who the Jets visited with this week. And he is someone who we think maybe year 1 is more of tight end 1B with our guy Tyler Conklin, and then is ready to take over in 2026. I think that could also be a very viable plan for the New York Jets. Something we've seen from Justin Fields in his career is kind of latching on to his tight end. I thought he had a good relationship in Chicago with his tight end and Cole Kmet. We saw last year with Pat Freiermuth. Those are 2 pretty quality tight ends that he's played with in the NFL so far. So it makes sense to give him a reliable option at the tight end position, someone he could throw the ball to as a 2nd or 3rd option. And with the state of the Jets wide receiver room, I think it's a position that they should try to address and try to get something out of. We've also discussed at length that the Jets are likely to run a lot of 2 tight end sets in 12 personnel because of bringing in Tanner Engstrand. It's something that the Detroit Lions did a significant amount and had a lot of success with. So I would anticipate if the Jets get the personnel right at the tight end spot, it's something that they would be looking to do. Running a lot of 12 personnel would also help hide some of the Jets' deficiencies in their wide receiver room. Because if you have an extra tight end on the field, then you have only 2 wide receivers out there instead of 3. And the Jets, at least currently constructed, and again, we're not even looking like the NFL draft could come and we maybe feel a little bit differently about a particular, positional group. But as of right now, the wide receiver group isn't very strong behind Garrett Wilson. So signing Tyler Conklin and then adding a tight end in the first 3 rounds of the NFL draft, I think would go a long way to completely reshaping that tight end room from what it currently looks like now. Again, love the story of Jeremy Ruckert. He hasn't really shown enough in his first 3 years in the league to make us believe that he is ready to be in a bigger role than what he was already in. Stone Smart had some receiving upside, had a nice 4-game run with the Los Angeles Chargers. Is that enough where you're like, yeah, he's definitely a top 2 wide receiver, tight end on a depth chart? Not quite sure. And he's not a blocker at all. He's someone who's going to be just a pure pass catcher. So I think it's a position that needs more work, but it's an area where if you can get Tyler Conklin back, it makes you feel a little bit more comfortable about that room. And again, it's not that Tyler Conklin's like this absolute best tight end best tight end in the league, but he might be one of the better guys who is available. And we're heading into week 3 now of the free agency period. Things are going slowly for his market, but you're probably looking at a 1-year deal at cheaper money than he was just on for you, which was what, $7 million a year. So 1 for 5, 1 for 6 million. I think it's something the New York Jets should consider. So I want to hear from you. Do you want to bring Tyler Conklin back? Is that something the Jets should try to do? Let me know in the comments. I'm Matt O'Leary, and I'll catch you next time.